welcome gorgeous Geminis. I've got your February 2024 horoscope. I like to draw two cards as theme cards, and I have a little vision before I turn the cards over. Never know what I might see in spirit, and it'd be great if you find this useful to subscribe and be alive, and don't forget to like the video. That would be fabulous. Share on your socials and all of that. Let's go to the board now. Here's your horoscope, but let's get to the cards first. Oh, I see a big tire. This is like a unicycle that you're riding. Oh, card just fell out. Isn't that interesting? We'll come to that in a minute. This is like a unicycle that you're riding, so it could be a bit difficult. It's like walking a tightrope. Balance is key here. Keeping your balance, not going too quickly, but you're getting there. And my focus is right on the tire, and it's just spinning around and around. Sometimes you might feel like you're going around in circles. However, you are making progress, even if it's very easy to fall off your unicycle. The card that comes out is the Empress. This is all about fertility of all kinds. It could be fertility with your creativity, or it could be to do with actual children. You might have more to do with children in some way. If there's not physical children around you, of course, it can always be your inner child. And you do have a bit happening here in your fifth house with the moon. Look, it's 10 degrees apart, so it's probably not even a wide conjunction with the south node. But the moon is saying some sort of privacy is required, some solitude, excuse me, some solitude, getting in touch with your real self and looking at your subconscious. And you might find a balance is needed because there is something going on here in your 11th house of friends, groups and associates. So there's like a destined karmic feeling here where some old spiritual wound may come up for healing around the people that you associate with, or maybe groups, or perhaps even your hopes and dreams. But this energy is all about abundance, fertility, creativity and children. All right, it's a major arcana card. It's fairly important. It could be life-changing over some considerable time, not just this 1 month, February. Now, the second half of the month, what do I see? What is this thing? It's a door, but it's huge. And it's an old wooden door and a mountain. It's at the bottom of a mountain. And it's like you open the door and go inside the mountain. A mountain often represents a challenge in your life, and it's like you're really getting into the nitty-gritty of the challenge and looking to see what you can do to really rectify a situation. Let's have a look and see. The card is the Sun. Insight and awareness is coming to you, maybe even happiness. Finally, I feel like you're going to overcome something major this month. This card is sort of confirming it, and you'll really understand there's a lot of intuition but also logic around it, and it's just happy, 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 glowing like the sun. Two major arcanas here for you, Gemini. This is a very, very significant month for you. A lot is going to come up, and it looks like a very favourable outcome. You'll notice both the cards have a lot of the gold colouring. It's like you win first prize. Congratulations. Let's make this a bit bigger, and we're going to look at your horoscope in depth now. So I started to talk about Chiron conjunct, and it's only 3 degrees, so 3 and a little bit, a few minutes, 7 minutes, 3 degrees 7 minutes. So this conjunction is, like I was saying before, it's destined. The Chiron represents the wounded healer, and maybe to do with your friends, groups and associates. You have been somebody who has helped other people, assisted them, listened to them when they were having problems. But of course you have your own problems, and who's going to help you? And so finally this might be changing around so that some of your problems can be resolved. So it's a good thing. The other thing I want to note is this very wide T-square here involving the moon. Normally I wouldn't talk about the moon because it moves every few hours. It's moving all the time, but it's actually only in the house for probably 2.5 to 3 days. So What I'm about to tell you is only relevant for a few hours on the very first of the month. The reason I actually mention it is because it is the first of the month. It is like a little mini template of energy that could carry over into the month. So a wide T-square is a challenge, a weak challenge, not a very strong challenge, involving the moon here in your house of creativity, and also children. Some of your friends may even be acting like children, because I was mentioning that before. But even more so, it could be you, the inner child, your own inner child, because it's making an opposition to Jupiter here in your subconscious. So trying to expand your subconscious and to understand what's really going on within is being challenged in some way. Both these events are also making a tough square to Pluto up here in your 9th house, which is about broadening your horizon. So Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto went into Aquarius last month and will be there until September this year. It pops back into Capricorn for, I don't know, some weeks until November, 19th of November, and then it stays there until 2043, so nearly 20 years. And Pluto here can see endings, and there might be some friends groups or associates that you let go of, and that might be appropriate to let go of them so something else can come along. You're freeing up space within to make room for a better situation in your life. Here in Aquarius, you have a pile of energy, so it's like Spirit is really telling you to broaden your horizons now through spirituality, travel, foreign affairs, however you want to take that, numerous meanings there, connections with foreign people, education or re-education, and perhaps even formal education, very structured. So there's a lot happening here in Aquarius for you. Mercury's going into Aquarius on the 5th or the 6th if you're in Australia and New Zealand, March on the 13th or the 12th, Venus on the 16th or the 17th. And we have all of these players, and they're all personal planets, by the way. There's going to be a real shake-up in how you look at the world, and the feeling that the world is so much more of a bigger place that you need more of. So there'll be a lot of communications and thoughts around this. There'll be some active encouragement, some energy coming through that is sort of pushing you out into the world. And Venus, it could be about love. It could also be about finances, or it could even be about friendships or beauty. Maybe you want to go and see some beautiful places that are not in your country, for example. But yeah, with all of this, you're bound to go somewhere. Or at least if you can't afford it, you'll become more interested in it. The new moon is also there, bringing a brand new beginning. And it tends to be more physical. It tends to be, not 100%, but it tends to be more than just thinking about it. It's like the beginning of doing something physical about it. The sun goes into Pisces on the 18th here, bringing insight and awareness to your career zone, and also to any authority figures that you might be dealing with. That could be someone like a parent, particularly your mother. It will be conjunct Saturn. Saturn sometimes can represent parents. It certainly represents some sort of limitation or structure. It may be you want to change your life, but your parents don't want you to, or they don't think it's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea, dear. Could be something like that. The way to get around that, of course, is to put some sort of structure in place, get the timing right. Maybe don't do it in the next few days, but maybe saying, oh, look, I'm thinking about going overseas in the fall or something, next fall or next spring or something like that. Give them plenty of notice, schedule it in so they can get used to the idea. And Mercury will also be going into Pisces on the 23rd, bringing a lot more discussions about your career or your public life, or dealing with these authoritarian type people or authority type people. The true node is conjunct Chiron here I already talked about that. That actually happens on the 19th or the 20th in Australia and New Zealand. And also Mercury also going into Pisces as well. So Mercury is very busy, jumping from Capricorn to Aquarius to Pisces this month, traveling very fast. And it could be that you have all of these thoughts going. So do be cautious that you're not overthinking things, especially you, Gemini, as an air sign. You tend to have brilliant ideas, but this could almost be like too much going on in your head. Make sure you write everything down, or at the very least get your phone, and if you've got one of those little memo scriber tools, one of those little recording tools, record your thoughts, because you're going to have some great thoughts, and it would be not very good to lose them because they've got all caught up with a lot of other stuff that isn't very important. So just record everything, I'd say. But yeah, do take note. So it's looking pretty exciting for you if you can control your overthinking of things. The full moon is in Virgo here in your 4th house, bringing a bit of turbulence around home and family. I think that might be activating this Saturn-Sun conjunction with the parents perhaps, or the authority figures, or maybe it's somebody at work who doesn't want you to go, and they say, oh, well, you can't go on holiday then, this is our busy time, or something like that. So that's what I'm saying, you have to plan it out. Your escape, your liberation, your freedom needs to be planned. But there is a bit of turbulence at home and with family as well. But look, the whole thing is pretty dang exciting. Fertility, insight, happiness, it's all coming to you. All right, thanks so much, gorgeous Geminis. I hope this is useful for you. Leave a like and a comment, that would be fabulous. Have a fantastic month, and don't forget to share on your socials, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks and bye for now.